Good evening. Welcome to the May 6th reconvened meeting of the Edina Board of Appeal and Equalization. This meeting is being held electronically to comply with the governor's stay-at-home order and to ensure the safety of all residents and staff. All members of the local board and assessing staff are participating from their homes or offices. First order of business will be to start with a roll call. Jamie, would you please take a roll call?
Andrew Ayers.
Here.
Phil Buckfold.
Here.
Ed Craycraft.
Present.
Roger McBeady.
Here.
Scott Smith.
Present.
Thank you.
Thank you. A quorum is present, so the meeting will come to order. Our first order of business is to approve the minutes from the April 22nd, 2020 virtual meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Appears not.
No.
If not, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Phil, I move that we approve the minutes from the April 22nd meeting.
Second. Scott, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ed. Would Jamie please take a roll call? Okay. Motion passes.
Okay.
Aye.
Phil Buckfold.
Aye.
Ed Craycraft.
Aye.
Roger McBeady.
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Great. Thank you, Jamie. Applications and letters were received at the initial meeting on April 22nd. We are here tonight to take action on those appeals. Appellants will receive notification of the board's decision by letter. Property owners who are not satisfied with the board's decision may pursue their appeal to the County Board of Appeal and Equalization or the Minnesota Tax Court. Now we will move to the applications received by the April 21st, 2020 date. Each case will require a motion and a second with a roll call vote.
Okay. Case number one is comprised of 6 industrial condominiums. The owner's name is KJADS LLC, and the total of the 6 condo parcels for 2020 is 1,462,100. The owner's requested value was 1,114,345. The assessing staff did an analysis, and the conclusion was the recommendation is no change in value.
Okay. Thanks, Bob. Are there any questions from the board?
I have a couple questions. I was kind of curious. It looks like the property was purchased in 2005 for $1.2 million or so, and its 2019 market value was about $1.2 million. It was just only about $15,000 higher than the purchase price in 2005. And then we have a 17% jump in the 2020 market value versus 2019. And I was just wondering, Sheila, if you could just provide a little perspective about that. It doesn't seem like it was a steady increase over time. It seems like maybe it went up and went down and over those years. But it just seems like a large increase in 2020 versus 19, really flat when it comes right down to it over the previous 14 or 15.
Okay, so there are a couple things. The property was purchased as an industrial warehouse in 2005 for $2 million. Well, I don't know where that other figure came from, if maybe the owner did like a pro rata share thing. to come up with that purchase price.
Okay.
And then in 2005, it was made into a condo. And so there's 10 units in there. So these industrial condos are generally owner users, and there are not a lot of them. This is the only building in Edina that is a condo for industrial properties. So we're really relying on sales data of similar properties. And so some years we have good sales data and some years we don't. And for the 2019 value, I just think when that was set, there weren't a lot of good sales. So there were this year, or in 19, to set the 20 value. And so that's why there was such a large increase. Just some years we have better data than others.
Scott, you have a question?
Yeah, Phil, even with for a commercial hack like me, this is a very small and complicated property. And without the income and expense details on this, I'd like to make a motion that we sustain the value at $1,462,100.
Thanks, Scott. Is there a second to that motion?
Could I just ask a question before we put this motion to a vote, or do we need to go in and deal with
Yeah.
that?
Of course. If there's still questions, please go ahead.
Does Scott need to withdraw that motion, or can we just go ahead? Okay. I'm following Robert's rules of orders here, I guess. So I think that the owner brought up another property that they thought would be more representative. Sheila, do you recall that, and what your thoughts are? If you recall that they had suggested that we compare to another property that has a much lower dollar per square foot valuation.
Right. So that property is not an industrial condo. It is an office warehouse. And I want to say that property was at least 25,000, if not 35,000 square feet. And if you look at the individual condo units here, they're between 1,400 and 3,700 square feet. Mm-hmm. If you combine the two units that don't have a wall between the warehouses, you're still in the under 4,000 to right over 6,000 square foot range. Mm-hmm. That's, a great entry market for somebody who doesn't necessarily want to buy a big multi-tenant office warehouse, but instead wants just an individual place for their business. And in Edina, the next smallest industrial building we have is over 10,000 square feet. Mm-hmm. And we only have 14 that are under 25,000 square feet. So these small units actually have a pretty good market, for that smaller user. They're hard to find, especially within the first ring suburbs.
Okay, so the building that they suggest be compared to really isn't comparable?
No,
okay.
Not in my opinion.
Okay.
I second the motion.
Thanks, Roger. But just to validate, Ed, did all of your questions get answered?
Yes.
Do you have any further?
No.
Well, then, would you mind resubmitting your motion, and Ed, Roger, you can second it.
Yes, I move that we sustain the value of that property at $1,462,100.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Thank you. We do a roll call, Jamie? Thank you.
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckwold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
and Scott Smith.
Aye.
Okay.
So moved.
Case number 2 is Margaret and Christopher Goetz, 4909 Arden Avenue. It's a single-family residential home. The original estimated market value for 2020 was $815,100. The owner requested a value of $676,900. There was a staff report that was prepared on this property, and the assessor's recommendation is no change.
Thank you, Bob. Are there questions from the board?
I have one question, and
Looks
that
like you
is,
have a question.
Oh, go ahead,
Roger, why
Roger.
don't you start?
I have one question, and that is, we have the permits of $400,000, and the value of those permits are half. Is that about right, what you're saying here?
No.
Nate? Is that what you're saying? You valued them, even though the permits were $400,000, you valued them at $196,000?
That's correct. Permit cost was over 400,000, and I'm saying the value would be just over 200,000.
Nate, is that typical?
Who knows? You never know on the project. A lot of times, what you'll get in Country Club is a lot of that value going to maintenance, repairs, older construction versus adding. Let's say you're to add on a new house, everything's new. You're just adding on an addition. You don't need to update plumbing, mechanicals, stucco, matching old materials, etc. You get into Country Club, you'll see costs a lot more just for a lot of that upkeep. Like I said, trying to match materials, etc. So it costs them a lot to do stuff there. That's why you're seeing that maybe 50 cents on a dollar versus, maybe hoping to get 75 cents on a dollar in other areas. So that's what you're seeing there. And that is pretty typical for Country Club. And actually, as you head west in Country Club, as the properties get larger, you'll see that discrepancy even larger.
But here you said, the property underwent the remodel, and the permits added 644 square feet to the structure, including a master suite. So it appears that the bulk of the $400,000 is really going into a remodel. What I'm saying is that there's more value here. You've discounted $200,000 off of a very substantial improvement to the house. I mean, if the house is 2,400 square feet, does that include the 644 square foot addition, or is that less that?
The total square footage of the house above grade is 2,415. That includes
644.
That's correct. That includes that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make a motion that the value remain the same at $815,100.
Yeah, it looked like Ed had something to add. Did you have a question, Ed, before we move forward with the motion?
I did. And this is maybe it's a point of information or and a question, but the folks that appealed this suggested that a comparable would have been the house next door that also had an addition, I think with a family room and a master bedroom above it, similar to what they did, and that the valuation was much closer to what they are suggesting their valuation should be. But it looks like the next door neighbor addition is in process. So I'm just wondering, is the next door valuation affected yet by their remodel, or wouldn't that occur after the remodel's done?
Correct. Their permits were pulled in 2020. Their value does not reflect any remodeling or additions that are going on. What they alluded to per prior phone calls was our values have always remained the same. That's a nicer house. It should stay the same. My reference is, one, I haven't been through the neighbor's house. Two, that's not a benchmark of value. That's not a sale. We're here to set your value on your property based on what's going on in the market. So let's look at some of these other comparable sales. And I need to get through that house next door. I don't know what's going on there. And obviously I will, because they pulled permits. So I'm assuming we'll see a value increase there, depending on what happens. So to answer your question, correct. That value does not take into account any improvements. Their addition was done years and years and years ago versus a new addition on this house. So I don't find it very comparable at this point.
Okay, and then one other question is, a request was, the city assessor, you, Nate, or whomever, requested the homeowner to provide pictures, and they didn't due to privacy concerns. Do you have any comments on that? It just seems odd to me that if they're appealing their value, what are their concerns and why those privacy concerns outweigh their appeal? I don't understand why they would not have provided pictures.
Yeah, I think what we're dealing with here versus just dealing with calling up the assessor, just dealing with Nate, is now this is in a public format where now it's, we got all of us on the screen. Their pictures would be in a packet. What's the security in that? I can see that. Not knowing, that necessarily just the end user, so that maybe that trust level's there. It's pretty common for people not to provide photos. I don't disagree with them at all. The nice thing here is with this property was that I have the plans, I have the drawings, I had all that digital. So I feel like our data, even without the pictures, was pretty solid on this one. If we didn't, if this didn't have the new construction, I was able to get through, I probably would have requested no change just because I can't validate my appraisal. So, but this one I felt pretty strong with. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Andrew, Scott, do either of you have questions?
Seems like a good value.
None from Andrew, none from Scott. Yeah, I agree. I have just one question for you, Nate. The increase for this house, would you say it's wholly related to the improvement? So said another way, were there increases similar to this throughout the rest of Country Club, or did Country Club remain relatively flat this year compared to last? But
good
for,
question.
one-time projects.
Yeah. No, good question. For the most part in Country Club was flat to slightly declining. And we're going to continue actually seeing that as we go through 2020 is just a softening a little bit in Country Club. So I'd feel pretty confident in saying without the improvement value, they'd probably be at the prior year. So for the most part, you're going to see that's just an improvement amount from that new construction.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
No further questions for me. I believe everyone's had a chance to ask questions. So Roger, please go ahead.
No, but I make the motion that we approve the valuation $815,100.
Second that motion.
Great. Jamie, can you do a roll call, please?
Yes. Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
So moved.
Okay. Case number 3 is a single-family home at 4500 Parkside Lane. The owner is San Ha. The 2020 estimated market value was $353,700. The owner requested a value of $275,000. The staff report is recommending a reduction in value to $325,000.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board?
I have a question.
Roger, go
Not a
ahead.
question, it's a comment. The owner provided two valuations, and one, the appraised value was $325,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Scott, it looks like you have something to add.
Well, I would just like to add that I looked at the pictures of the interior. Looked like a lot of deferred maintenance on the property. At the same time, it's in a really nice corner lot overlooking the park. It has an opportunity for someone to buy the property and fix it up and probably sell it for $500,000, or it's a good tear down price at $325,000 as well for the land that's already got utilities on it.
I think that's a great observation. Andrew, Ed, any questions from either of you? No? Okay. I don't have any further questions either.
Phil, this is Scott. I'd like to make a motion that we reduce the value to $125,000 even on that property.
Second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Jamie, will you take a roll call, please?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Case number
Thank you.
4 is located at 6205 Spruce Road, single-family home. The owners are Jody Capistrant and David Albright. The 2020 estimated market value is $1,948,200. The owners requested a value of $1,500,000. The staff report is recommending a reduction to $1,800,000.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board?
John, I had a question.
Scott, go
Is
ahead.
this the house that backs up to Meadowbrook Golf Course?
Interlaken.
Oh, it's Interlaken. Got it.
I think
Thank
so.
you.
Andrew, Ed, Roger, any questions? Doesn't appear so. I don't have any questions either. It appears, John, the assessed value fits nicely within the range of the independent appraisals that the property owner pursued and submitted. So seems to make sense to me. So I'll make a motion to reduce the value of this property to $1,800,000 in line with the city assessor's recommendation.
I'll second that motion.
Thanks, Scott. Jamie, would you do a roll call, please?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Thanks, Jamie.
Case number 5 is a property, single-family home located at 5117 Ridge Road. The owners are Salvador and Mia Mendoza. The 2020 estimated market value is $2,263,900. The owners have requested a value of $1,720,000, and the staff report results in a recommended reduction in value to $2,075,000.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board members? Doesn't appear so. Andrew, any questions? No, Ed?
No question.
Scott, no questions from you. Roger? Any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay. I do have one question, Adrian. I think I know the answer, but I just want to ask it. As I look through the comparables, and I noted that this property is in the Hopkins School District. And when we look at the three comparables, two of the three are in Hopkins. One's in the Edina School District. I don't see an adjustment for the Edina School District. Would it be enough to move the meter on the reassessed value at all?
I would say that maybe in the past, it would be relevant to make a bigger adjustment to reflect the difference in it. But what I've seen the last 2 years since they've made the rule change to open enrollment, the valuations on that side of town have actually come up quite a bit to be equalized, I would say, to this comparable in Indian Hills. I would say they're kind of same for same. People in both of those neighborhoods don't necessarily buy for the school district. It's more for the neighborhood.
Okay. Makes sense. Thanks, Adrian. No further questions for me.
So, Phil, if there are no further questions, I'd like to make a motion that the value on that property be reduced to $2,075,000 even.
Second.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Ed. Jamie, would you do a roll call, please?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Bill Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
I,
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Case number
So moved.
6 is located at 6233 Knoll Drive, single-family home. The owner's name is James Richter. The 2020 estimated market value is $824,300. The owner did not request a specific value. A staff report was prepared recommending no change in the $824,300.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board members? Looks like no questions from Ed. Andrew, any questions? No. Roger?
no question.
And Scott, any questions?
Oh, I'd just like to point out, it's a really nice rambler. I'm not sure what kind of a lake it backs up to, but it's apparently on some sort of lake shore looking at that aerial view, and it just looks to be a really good, solid kind of rambler in an awesome neighborhood.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought the location and neighborhood were both very, very nice. Adrian, in the staff report, it notes that current photos were requested. Were they also received? Did you have a chance to see updated photos of this property?
No, and I never got to talk to this person on the phone. We only dealt communicating through email, and that's why I had requested some pictures so I could review the valuation. His main concern was how the value could go up when he didn't make any changes to the house, and that was kind of typical of that neighborhood just based on sales. A lot of them were on Parkwood Road, between Knoll Drive, Idlewood, Parkwood, and Stoddard Circle. There was some growth this year, and 3% didn't seem like a high, number in my opinion. That was kind of average. So I guess that was more of his concern, not so much like, the value's too high, is how can it keep going up when he hasn't done anything. So I think there was just some misunderstanding of where the value should be.
Okay. Roger, you have a question?
Yeah, you mentioned the plans were submitted for a permit. Was that permit actually pulled, and how much was it for?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. He had pulled a permit for a kitchen, kind of main floor remodel, and I did see the plans. I noted, what was done there in opening it up, and that's why I wanted to see pictures of what the finished product was, because it does make a difference. Kitchens sell houses now, so there is a difference there.
Well, having done a kitchen, I know that the difference is, he said that his kitchen was included in the $801,000 valuation in 2019. But I guess that wouldn't, I mean, you didn't see it, so you didn't include it in that number.
Yeah.
So $24,000 for a kitchen is not entry level, but it's pretty close. And so I would make a motion that we remain the same at $824,300.
Second the motion, Roger.
Thanks, Scott. Jamie, would you do a roll call, please?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Bill Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Okay, the next two cases include an apartment property at 7260 York Avenue South and a commercial property at 4451 West 76th Street. These properties owners had filed appeals. They were able to submit income and expense information to Sheila. Sheila worked with them and came up with a value that was agreeable to both sides. So both case 7 and case 8 will appear as assessor recommendations at the second part of this meeting. Case number 7 will appear as case number 57 as an assessor recommendation, and case number 8 will be case number 53 as an assessor recommendation.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
So there's no motion required right now. We'll do it in mass at the end, if that's agreeable to the board.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay. So then we move on to case 9. Case 9 is comprised of two land parcels at 300 Arthur Street and 306 Arthur Street, both owned by Karen Lundholm. 300 Arthur Street is valued at $150,000 for 2020. The owner's requesting a value of $140,000. The assessor's report is recommending no change. The second vacant land parcel at 306 Arthur Street is valued at $135,000. The owner's requesting a value of $120,000, and the assessor's recommendation is no change.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board members? Roger, go ahead.
In the commentary here, the owner says that basically 300, 304, and 306 will be combined into one piece of property for building a house. I mean, combining the parcels. Is that pretty much what you understand, Adrian?
Not necessarily combined, but they would most likely be sold together.
Well, he said in here, somewhere in his remarks that somebody's remarks were that, oh, you said they would presume to be sold together.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, they wouldn't be sold individually for buildable lots. It's most likely that will not happen.
So is this property combined, the three properties, enough for 2 lots?
No, I think there could still be 3 lots. The smallest one, I think there would have to be some replatting to kind of even out the lines. It just depends on how the street would come through there.
So, in looking at the homes in your map, it's, what is it, Dearborn Court, which backs up to these properties. And it looks like there are probably one, two, three, or maybe about 8 properties with a couple of lots on the pie shape down towards the southeast, plotted but still available for sale of development. What's the approximate land values of those houses? What's the split between, what's the value of the homes in there and approximate land value of the homes that are already developed right adjacent to these properties?
Dearborn Court runs about, I would say, between 500,000 and 600,000 in total value. Those homes are 90s built, so it's kind of hard to, break down where the land to building would be, but it's upper 100s that we have them assessed at. Yeah.
So we're talking about mid 100s here, upper 100s there.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost? I mean, this is unfinished roads and what have you. To make these properties, even if there were 3 individual properties, what does the owner have to incur expense-wise to bring those into a marketable situation?
That's the information I don't know.
Anybody have a guess? My guess is it's probably more than what the valuation of the land is here. I mean, somebody's going to buy the properties and they're going to have to pay, what, $10,000 a lot? We got roads that have to go in. Does the city provide for the roads? We have sewer that has to go in. Who provides? If you're going to develop something, usually the developer has to use the water and everything else in. And that's a lot of money per lot.
The water and sewer is already there.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. That's why I provided that map that shows the water and sewer is already there for each lot.
Okay.
And those are on the map, Adrian. Those are the blue lines going to the property line for 300, and then the green lines coming out of that sewer.
Yep, that's why I put that in there.
And then to build on Roger's comment, the land sales analysis schedule that you provided does have adjustments at the bottom for street access. I think that may be what Roger's getting at. Can you speak to how you arrived at the street access numbers in the land sales analysis?
That's typical what we would do as far as a raw land adjustment on a property, or say you're dealing with tear down properties. We would typically make a 30% adjustment downward, to make things equal on those. So I thought that was fair. I will also say that the Blake School bought those properties across the street from these, across the right of way. They own those other 2 lots across the street, and then a parcel over on Arthur. They bought those lots from the owner for $1.6 million back in 2004 for 3 lots. So I don't know if she was the prior owner or her family. She got the property from her parents. I don't know the history that far back on those other properties, but more than likely the Blake School could buy these properties also and then just keep them, vacant. Maybe a developer wouldn't buy them. I don't know.
Are you talking about 301, 305, and 304?
Yeah, 304 Arthur. Griffith, I mean. So the 2 and then the large piece behind it. They bought all of that for $1.6 million back in 2004.
Well, maybe there's an alternative use for this property.
Adrian,
Yeah, or Blake could buy all of them, combine all of it, and then sell it for development, but who knows? That's just making assumptions. I'm just trying to look at it as is right now and what's typical for that neighborhood.
Ed, I believe you were going to raise a question?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the owner mentioned that the Blake schools installed subterranean holding tanks and that there's now water discharge on the lower parts of the property of the 300 location. Any thoughts on that, Adrian, as to how that would affect the value?
Well, it is, she told me the water is going into that 40 feet that was vacated on that. If you look on the parcel annotation, so even if you take that out, that area out of it, which I took out of the analysis and didn't factor in any value for that area, that is being considered already.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no more questions.
Andrew, do you have any questions? Ed,
I
any further
guess-
questions?
I guess the only question I have is it looks like the estimated market values have risen, what, about 7 or 8% year over year is what we're talking about?
Yes, but in the 5 previous years before that, the value hadn't changed at all. And this was an area that I reviewed this past summer. So there was an adjustment that was made.
This is an area that you hadn't reviewed in recent years until now.
Yeah, this was the 5-year cycle that I came through that area.
Okay.
Yep. So the value hadn't changed for 5 years, and now it did.
Okay,
Oh.
and I assume that you discussed that 5-year cycle with them so that they understand.
Yeah, I just don't think she ever thought the value should ever change. So I don't know.
In this case, the precedent of not changing it probably set some expectations on her part.
Yes. But the market has changed considerably in 5 years.
Mhm.
Especially in a lower value neighborhood like that.
Mhm.
Scott, any questions?
Well, I think that's a very nice wooded lot, and for someone that needs a nice build-to-suit location, I think the value is right for, you still need some improvements going north roads and things. So unless anyone else has any questions, I'd like to make a motion on this.
I have just one question, and that's Adrian, just out of curiosity. This property owner appealed the valuations on 300 and 306. It sounds like they also own 304. Do you have any insight from speaking to them why the increase at 304 didn't warrant an appeal?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
What's their change?
Yeah, there's changed.
304 also?
Yep. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I don't have any further questions then, so go ahead, Scott.
I'd like to move that we sustain the value for the 300 Arthur Street at $150,000, and then we also sustain the value for 306 Arthur Street at $135,000.
I'll second. Did you do a roll call, Jamie?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
I,
Pat Smith.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, case number 10 is a single-family home located at 6633 Parkwood Road. The owners are Shirish and Shwapna Samba. The 2020 estimated market value is $2,214,600. The owner's request was a value of $1,850,000. Staff report results in a recommendation of no change.
Thanks, Bob. Are there questions from the board members?
I have a comment.
Go ahead, Ed.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't have it right in front of me, but I think that the homeowner was one of the questions they raised was why their lot value was $50,000 higher than the neighbor, if I have the correct property. And this property backs up onto a pond, right?
Yes. Sorry, I had to excuse myself. My wife was gone and the fire alarms all went off and the kids are upstairs alone. So, yeah.
I always thought that.
Yes. No, the lot values are actually the same. Both lot values were 550. The adjacent property is also 550. So
Okay.
maybe some inaccurate information of.
So I guess the comment though that I have is they're both on a pond. Is that true?
Yeah, so he's on the pond and they're both right, I think just shy of an acre, both on that pond. Yeah.
Okay, but I would say that the subject here, the position on the pond is much better. I mean, it's right in the middle of the pond. His neighbor's over on sort of the marshy end of the pond, so if either the neighbor is got a value too high for their lot, or this subject has a value that's too low, because they shouldn't be the same if the point of differentiation that the homeowner was making was on the lot, because this lot is in just a prime position right in the middle of the pond, definitely superior to his neighbors.
Ed, any other questions or comments? No? Andrew, any questions or comments from you? Roger?
No, I'm good.
And Scott?
Oh, I think it's a beautiful home.
Yeah, no, I'd agree, Scott, that it is a beautiful home. I have a couple questions, John. In looking at the comparables, what kind of stood out to me is there are just a lot of adjustments that you have to make. I think, it's 12 adjustments, 14 and 17. Is that normal for a home at this price point to have to do that many kind of puts and calls?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to look at it from a couple of different ways. One, maybe, look at other new homes, but then also just right around the corner, that older, I think it was built in 1951. It was remodeled in like 2006. So, and you start, I mean, some of these adjustments are because they have 7 bathrooms and, and the differences in the basement size and the number of fireplaces and the garage square footage, which, ultimately may not even be that great when you're looking at a 1,200 square foot garage and a 1,000 square foot garage, but still counts for an adjustment.
Mm-hmm. And can you remind me, when was this home constructed? Was this a 2019 build?
I've got 2018.
Okay. So
and yeah,
the homeowner in their submission submitted kind of high level rough numbers around what the land, building, and kind of landscape costs were. How did that factor into this year's assessment? Because if I look at adding those numbers up, we're landing fairly short of the sustained value of $2.2 million.
Yeah, and I think it kind of goes back to cost versus value. We talk about the permitting and or does that equate to what the actual value is of recently sold homes? So if we look at almost 5,200 square feet above grade, that's a pretty big house. And obviously you can see by the adjustments, maybe on like the second comp, which is a bit smaller. But even the one around the corner at 4,600 square feet, the obviously more adjustments, but to end up at an adjusted price of 2.2, the cost to value in that didn't really make a lot of sense to me, for as big as the home is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if I look at the comps you pulled together, the range is pretty tight around what we're sustaining, what you're suggesting we sustain the value at, and even if we chose the lower of the three, it really doesn't move the meter at all. It's very, very close. Okay.
One more comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Roger.
I mean, the comment is that looking at the land values here, I mean, in my neighborhood, I've got tear downs that the land is for 750,000. Two of them, one built, and the other one just made a park out of. We could actually make your land. The square footage of the land, on Parkwood Road, is considerably than the 60 by 120 lots we have where I live. And the surrounding homes in the area are substantially all higher than we have in our mixed neighborhood here. I mean, I find the allocation between land, $500,000 is being really a great number. If you were able to go out and buy a property out there for $500,000, you paid $875,000 to get that piece of property. So, I mean, I don't know what the property's worth, but I know it's more than $500,000 because he valued it at that. I mean, I don't have any problem with the sustained value of 2,214 and 600. Somebody else has to make a motion.
No further questions from me. So go ahead, Roger.
I'd like to make a motion that the value be sustained at $2,214,600.
I'll second the motion.
Amy, would you do a roll call, please?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckfold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. The next part of the agenda is the assessor valuation change recommendation. These properties include property valuation reviews that occurred less than 10 days prior to the board meeting and properties that have recently sold. These properties have been given to board members and also appear on the spreadsheet. There are 49 cases and the numbers range from 11 to 59. The process for doing this would be to read the property ID number into the record and then the 2020 original estimated market value and then the assessor's recommended value. And after reading all of those into the record, there would be one vote from the board, roll call vote, approving those recommendations. Before doing so, I guess I would ask if there are any questions on any of those cases that any of the board members have. No?
It doesn't appear so.
Okay. If not, then what I'll do is read them into the record and then we'll take a roll call vote at the end. So, starts with case number 11. The PID number is 04116-2132-0074. moving the 2020 original assessment from 722,200 to 712,300. The next case is 05-116-2112-0050, moving the value from 1,659,400 to 1,590,000. Case number 13 is 06-116-2122-0028, moving the value from 912,500 to 906,300. Case number 14, 06-116-2132-0065, moving the value from 865,800 to 795,600. Case number 15, 06-116-2141-0044, moving the value from 543,400 to 448,600. Case number 16, 07-028-2444-0107, moving the value from 529,900 to 425,000. Case number 17, 08-116-2121-0042, moving the value from 814,600 to 788,400. Case number 18 is 08-116-2122-0039, moving the value from 738,300 to 649,500. Case number 19, 08-116-2123-0013, moving the value from 613,200 to 565,000. Case number 20, 08-116-2144-0019, moving the value from 6,962,100 to 5,980,300. Case number 21, 09-116-2131-0013, moving the value from 9,273,000 to 8,335,000. Case number 22, 18-028-2411-0024, moving the value from 1,095,100 to 900,000. Case number 23, 18-028-2412-0056, moving the value from 847,900 to 802,900. Case number 24, 18-028-2412-0117, moving the value from 1,201,200 to 1,050,000. Case number 25, 18-028-2421-0043, moving the value from 1,423,500 to 1,364,000. Case number 26, 18-028-2421-0069, moving the value from 1,241,400 to 1,108,500. Case number 27, 18-028-2421-0105, moving the value from 1,742,700 to 1,610,000. Case number 28, 18-028-2423-0058, moving the value from 1,948,000 to 1,797,200. Case number 29, 18-028-2424-0039, moving the value from 1,103,600 to 950,000. Case number 30 is 18-028-2442-0041, moving the value from 902,300 to 850,000. Case number 31, 19-028-2411-0101, moving the value from 1,214,600 to 950,600. Case number 32, 19-028-2412-0155, moving the value from 654,300 to 594,000. Case number 33, 19-028-2413-0086, moving the value from $640,300 to $523,500. Case number 34-19-028-2424-0074, moving the value from $631,800 to $565,000. Case number 35-19-028-2443-0114, moving the value from $1,314,500 to $1,189,500. Case number 36-20-028-2431-0129, moving the value from $389,000 to $346,500. Case number 37-28-117-2131-0076, moving the value from $500,000 to $250,000. Case number 38-117-2131-0079, moving the value from $250,000 to $600,000. Just a note on that case, this was a new condo and the improvement amounts were put on the wrong PID. The developer was contacted and we were able to take the improvements, remove it from the incorrect parcel and move it to the correct parcel. That's why there's a recommended increase and the owner is agreeable to that. Case number 39. 29-028-2424-0094, moving the value from $173,000 to $155,000. Case number 40, 29-028-2431-0035, moving the value from $53,700,000 to $41,100,000. Case number 41, 29-028-2434-0047, moving the value from $471,700 to $450,000. Case number 42, 29-117-2111-0001, moving the value from $1,835,600 to $1,660,000. Number 43, 29-117-2113-0035, moving the value from $6,264,000 to $5,500,000. Case number 44, 29-117-2141-0023, moving the value from $1,687,700 to $1,383,000. Case number 45, 29-117-2142-0012, moving the value from $1,160,200 to $1,075,000. Case number 46, 30-028-2411-0045, moving the value from $737,300 to $660,900. Case number 47, 30-028-2421-0008, moving the value from $462,200 to $420,000. Case number 48, 30-028-2432-0061, moving the value from $639,800 to $618,100. Case number 49 is 30-028-2444-0026, moving the value from $418,200 to $407,800. Case number 50, 31-028-2413-0105, moving the value from $561,200 to $554,900. Case number 51, 31-028-2413-0129, moving the value from $360,000 to $320,000. Case number 52, 31-028-2423-0057, moving the value from $656,600 to $630,100. Case number 53, 31-028-2443-0008, moving the value from $4,336,500 to $3,557,200. Case number 54, 31-117-2111-0001, moving the value from $3,069,800 to $2,850,000. Case number 55, 31-117-2114-0067, moving the value from $960,200 to $933,900. Case number 56, 31-117-2121-0014, moving the value from $2,292,600 to $2,166,000. Case number 57, 32028, 2424-0007, moving the value from $48,469,300 to $45,783,800. Case number 58, 30028, 2412-0029, moving the value from $410,900 to $369,000. And the last one is case number 59, 31028, 2414-0077. The recommendation, this is a commercial property, is sustaining the value. The value is $507,400. We're recommending $507,400 because the appellant would like to protect the right to appear at the county board, and we're not able to submit their income and expenses in a timely manner. So those are the cases.
Thank you, Bob. Does anyone have a motion to approve these recommendations?
Bill, I'd like to make a motion that we approve Bob's recommendations into the formal record.
Anyone second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Andrew. Jamie, can you take a roll call?
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckhold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
I,
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. I think that's everything, folks. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
A second.
Second. Jamie, please take a final roll call.
Andrew Ayers,
Aye.
Phil Buckhold,
Aye.
Ed Craycraft,
Aye.
Roger McVitie,
Aye.
Scott Smith.
Aye.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, board members. Thank you, staff. The meeting is adjourned.